These past couple NBA drafts came with a ton of controversy. Some prospects were drafted higher than we thought they should, specifically at that number 4 pick. And these two players I'm talking about are Scottie Barnes and Keegan Murray. We thought Jalen Suggs should have been drafted at that number 4 pick, and as we all know, Barnes came out shocking all of us and winning NBA Rookie of the Year this past season. The same can be said about Murray, although he hasn't started his NBA career yet. When Sacramento passed up on the best guard in the draft in Jaden Ivey for an older rookie who was said to have minimal potential, the first thought is that the Kings made a blindsided decision, classic Kings decision. But I'm here to say that Keegan Murray is next in line, and I will go out and say that Keegan is my dark horse choice to win the Rookie of the Year, and I very well think that he will not finish anything below top in the race for the award. What's going on, everybody? Bucket Media back with another video. In this one, we're talking about Keegan Murray and how I really think he will shock everybody and make a statement in this league. If you enjoy this video, please smash that like button, as well as subscribe and comment on the video to help support the channel. With that being said, let's dive straight into the video.
Yo, YBH.
Keegan's story of becoming a college basketball star, then an NBA lottery pick is pretty cool. Coming out of high school, Keegan was a 0-star recruit with no college offers, but took a prep year at DME Academy in Florida and finished as a 3-star recruit who committed to the University of Iowa. A fun fact that a lot of people don't know is that Keegan has an identical twin brother named Chris Murray, who also took a prep year with Keegan and also ended up as a 3-star recruit and committed to Iowa as well. Pretty cool how everything came out, and how both of them ended up in the exact same position with the same story. Chris is a projected first-round pick for next year's draft, in case you didn't know. And that aside, let's get back into Keegan Murray. If you don't watch a lot of college basketball, you may be asking, who is Keegan Murray and what type of player is he? Murray is a 6'8", 225-pound forward who played for the University of Iowa for 2 seasons. As a freshman, Keegan averaged 7.2 points and 5.1 rebounds per game. Not bad for a freshman, but if you were to ask any scout or college fan, nobody would have told you Keegan Murray was going to have a breakout year and get to the point where he is now. As a sophomore, Keegan exploded for 23.5 points and 8.7 rebounds and improves his 3-point percentage by 10% from 30 to 40% from 3. Packaging this with his game and March Madness performances, Keegan earned himself a slot in all 2022 NBA mock drafts. Leaving his stats behind, let's talk about his game. Keegan is an all-around player who knows exactly how to play his role. He's an amazing post player who is extremely physical in post-ups and drives well to the basket. And he also has an array of spins and footworks in the post, while finishing any kind of shot with a soft touch. On top of that, Keegan is an excellent shooter off the catch or using minimal dribbles to create space, while knocking down 40% from 3 this past season for the Hawkeyes, and he has great form. Keegan also has a special ability to grab rebounds and push it up the floor to make plays for his teammates and himself. Keegan is also a nice lob threat to have in a half-court setting and a transition setting. But with the offense aside, Keegan is a great defender. He knows how and when to pick the ball handler's pockets, either in help or on ball. Keegan has shown an ability to guard the perimeter when switched to a guard on a pick and roll, but can also guard anyone in the post with his muscular frame and physicality. Keegan also can block shots and has shown that by averaging 2 blocks a game last year. What I truly think makes Keegan such a valuable player is that he does not need to be the main option or have any offense ran through him, and he could pretty much fit in any type of role. Although at Iowa, he was the main guy and had offense ran through him, at the next level, obviously he will need to take a back seat, which I think he can thrive in a role like that with his game. But nevertheless, Keegan still showed us, not only in college but in summer league, that he can have offense ran through him if the team needs it. With all of these positives, you may be asking, what's wrong with Keegan getting drafted at 4? Well, Keegan is a 22-year-old rookie. On top of that, Keegan is viewed as more of a safer pick than one with potential due to his build and the old school type of play he has. When you pair that with his age, there may be some concerns to actually how good he can be moving forward and how much improvements he can make. But with college behind him, Keegan had a shot this summer to show the NBA world what he is made of and won the NBA Summer League MVP while being featured on the Summer League All-First team and being recognized as someone who shocked many scouts after the NBA draft. Night after night, Keegan went up against all of his top draft peers like Paolo Banchero, Chet Holmgren, Benedict Mathurin, and more. In his first matchup against the Magic, Murray had 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists against the number 1 pick and had a buzzer beater to send them to overtime and later securing the win. Against the Thunder, Keegan dropped 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists against the number 2 pick Chet Holmgren. When faced against the Pacers, he dropped 23 points while getting another win. The future definitely looked bright for Keegan Murray, but when you look at the team that drafted him, you just hope that they will not mess this up. The Kings are notorious for making bad picks and not developing their young players correctly. And although Keegan is such a great player, will being on the Kings make him look worse? That is yet to be seen. I do think it is unfortunate that the Kings traded Tyrese Halliburton, because pairing a guy like that with Keegan Murray would be a match made in heaven, with the pick and pops, pick and rolls, and just all the spacing and their games matching together. But besides what the scouts have to say, going forward, I am optimistic about Keegan's development, and I think Keegan has some potential to expand his game. I think Keegan can very well become a better ball handler and improve his athleticism a little. Keegan will also learn to adjust his game to the NBA and become more efficient over the years, with more work to his game. When watching Keegan, you really think that a player like that is what every winning team needs, a guy who plays his role and is a superstar in that role, and needs minimal dribbles, is efficient, and is multi-dimensional. But how can a winning player like that fit into the Kings? It's up to the Kings to figure that out. If the Kings don't get their heads on their shoulder and start moving in the right direction, all of the pieces can leave them down the road, including Keegan, and he may use this as an opportunity to have a big role and just adjust to the NBA and then later move on to a better team. But if the Kings can become good and build something meaningful, Keegan can be a main piece and will know how to impact winning without having the ball in his hands most of the time. Rewinding back to the intro, I said that Keegan is one of my favorites to win Rookie of the Year, if not my favorite. And you might be thinking, what exactly will Keegan Murray have to do in order to win a Rookie of the Year against guys like Paolo, Ivy, and others picked above him? He must continue to put these stats up. As we all know, the jump from college to summer league is not nearly as substantial as a jump from either of the two to the NBA. And the biggest test is, what will Murray be able to do against the big boys, against the vets, the NBA stars that we know? Will he be able to put up those same numbers? Because if he can instantly put himself in the conversation of guys who jumped up into the boards out of nowhere, like Scotty Barnes and Franz Wagner did last year. The next question is, can Keegan help lead the Kings into a season with more wins and potentially out of the lottery, into the play-in or even playoffs? With Keegan being the only main addition from last season to this upcoming season, he will definitely get his flowers if the Kings win. And I think that he can boost his stock up so high that he wouldn't even need to average big time numbers. If Keegan can get around 15 points and 8 rebounds per game while helping the Kings break out into a respectable team in the West, he will most definitely be in contention for Rookie of the Year. Overall, Keegan has the game right now. He's already proven to us that he has the production, he has the potential, and has the opportunity to make everything around him flourish and be in contention for the award. Now it is up to him to keep working on his game, improving, and trusting the process. I can't wait to see him this season, and I will not be surprised if he ends up top 3 in the race or even wins the award. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end and you enjoyed this video, please consider smashing that like button and subscribing so you don't miss out on any future videos, and commenting on any new video suggestions for the future, or anything I could have done better. Make sure to also comment on if you think Keegan Murray will win Rookie of the Year, and if not, who do you think it will be? Let's get a great basketball conversation started. I hope to see you on the next video and have a blessed day. Peace.